Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Dr. Neeraj Agarwal and I am Assistant Professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. I am presenting lecture on module titled Room Service under the paper titled Food and Beverage Service Operations and Management. After studying this module, the students will be able to learn about different types of equipments used in room service, able to understand the importance of mise en place, learns about different methods of taking room service orders, understand various tray setups for various orders, know the service procedure. Firstly, start with introduction. Room service operations has become 24 hours providing food and beverages round the clock to the guests staying in hotels. Generally, smaller properties do not offer 24 hours services. Instead, they give breakfast and dinner facilities to a certain period of time. From guest perspectives, the key element of a well-run room service operations include the prompt and courteous answering of the room service telephone when orders are called, the close attention to all details of guest orders, the efficient and quick delivery of orders to guest room, the tact and courtesy shown by room service server when serving orders. Now, we are going to discuss about room service personals. Planning the organization of room service is an important task. As discussed, it requires lot of professionalism and the objective is to achieve guest satisfaction. Employees always play a vital role in creating image of the organization and even attitude of staff helps in solving guest complaints. The duties and responsibilities of room service personals are as follows. Room service manager. Room service manager is the in charge of room service outlet. He is responsible for the management of the entire operations even from planning to execution and also enforces the departmental rules and regulations. He is responsible for the organization of staff. It includes orientation, training, and scheduling of staff. Room service manager helps them in understanding, handling food and delivery problems, handling customer complaints, controlling cost, maintenance of room service equipments. He should be responsible for handling guest complaints, staff issues, and procurement of equipments. Assistant Room Service Manager. He reports to the room service manager and acts as in charge in his absence or day off. He or she supervises employees, undertakes many of the daily or routine decision making tasks associated with special functions, solves operational problems, and completes required records and reports. Room service captain. He is in charge of the order takers, room service stewards, and bus persons in a particular shift. Captain helps the assistant room service manager during operations and ensures that employees follows all standards operating procedures and attain performance standard set by the organization. He also ensures that room service supply areas are adequately stocked and personally supervise functions in the hospitality suites, as well as if there are any VIP orders, then he personally renders service to the guest. Room service captain also prepare duty rota for his department and also take round to ensure smooth functioning of department. Room service order taker. Room service order taker job is to take orders from resident guests and ensures its timely delivery. Room service order taker records their orders according to the specific procedures, places order with the kitchen and assigned that order to room service attendant. He or she also act as salesman, as they can help in suggestive selling, as they have great knowledge of menu and helps guests in deciding their orders. Room service attendants. Room service attendants accept orders from the kitchen, ensure that all items listed on the guest check are on the food tray and delivered to the designated room in specified time. He has to serve the food on the wishes of the guest and may also perform tableside food preparation in guest room. Room service attendants' function is not only serving food and beverages to the guests but ensures that guests are completely satisfied with the quality of food and service. Bus persons. Bus persons may help in setting up room service stations in the kitchen, assembles the orders on tray, deliver small orders, picked up soiled crockery and cutleries from rooms and galleries of floors and lended to the dishwashing area and wipe the washed crockeries and cutleries and stack in the room service shelves and also perform miscellaneous tasks which increases the efficiency of the room service attendants. Now we discuss about the location for room service. The room service department of a large hotel is located near the still room, main kitchen and service elevator. Room service cabin has a glass partition which makes it possible for the room service order taker or captain to monitor the work in progress in kitchen and still room and also the movement and activities of room service waiters. Now we discuss about the equipments for room service. The first one is room service menu card. This card features the name of dishes that are available for the room service. The room service order taker used to refer this card if necessary when an order is received from room guest. Every room is provided with room service menu card for guest reference. Second is telephone. Telephone calls are handled by the room service order taker when the room guest make calls from room service. Third, room service QT. QT is kitchen order ticket. The dishes ordered by the room guest are transferred to kitchen order ticket by the room service order taker and sent to the hot plate for collection. Without an authorized KOT, no dish will be sent out by the kitchen staff. Fourth, room list. This list gives information on the names of guests staying, their room numbers, number of guests staying, expected date and time of departure, expected date and time of arrival, which facilitates the room service order taker to address the guest by name to ensure the order received from the right person, to plan mise en place activities and to forecast volume of breakfast sales. Another equipment is status list. This gives information on VVIP and VIP guest, crew, etc., which helps the room service department to place complimentary cookies and fruit basket according to the policy of the hotel. Integrated computer system. This displays room number, name of guest, number of persons staying, expected date and time of departure, status of the guest, etc. Now, we are going to discuss about room service procedures. In room service department, room service attendants have to do mise en place during the lean period or prior to the beginning of the service period so that they have only a minimum number of tasks to be performed during peak business hours. Room service attendants must ensure that they should have an adequate number of items at the beginning of shift for the smooth functioning of operations. Even managers use room service equipments and supplies checklist to double check. Briefing. Before the operation starts, the room service captain takes small briefing in which they are briefed about any special function occurring in hospitality rooms, the amount of forecasted business, any unable menu items, specialty of the day, list of VIPs and group of people staying, and any other information that will enable them to provide good services to guests. Now, we are going to discuss the different methods of order taking. There are various methods of taking order: by telephone, by doorknob card, by waiter. The first one, telephone. Order through telephone is old traditional system of taking room service order. In this, order takers should handle the calls very efficiently and should answer all calls very promptly and apologizes if the phone rings more than 3 times or 5 times as per the standard procedure of organization. Computer helps in identifying the guest name and room number, helps in providing personalized service. While taking order, he or she should ensure the room number of guest, his order, portion and the time to have order, and once order is taken, then it should be reached and confirmed with the guest and should write down in QOT. Doorknob card. In this method, the names of breakfast dishes are printed on the card with small box against each dish, and guest has to mark tick against dishes required by him. In this card, he also specifies room number, portions, and time at which breakfast is required and hangs on the doorknob outside the door, which is collected by the room service attendants, and accordingly they prepare the misa for the service. It helps to save time for service, and even they know the menu in advance, which helps the production department to do necessary preparations accordingly. The third method is by waiter. In this system, guest calls the waiter personally to take order in his room. He notes down the order on pad and provide the information to room service order taker for compliance of order. Now, routing of the order. After the order taker writes the order on guest check, he or she must route it to the appropriate food preparation section. Order taker gives the QOT to the room service attendant, which he presented to the barker, who announces the order. While giving QOT to the attendant, order taker records the following information in room service logbook, that is date, room number, guest name, QOT number, time of picking up order, time of delivery, delivered by, clearance time, cleared by, remarks. By the time order is prepared in the kitchen By the time room service assistant prepares the tray, place all the cutlery and crockeries required and also the accompaniments. It's important for the attendant to deliver the order as quickly as possible. He carries the loaded tray on the left hand above the shoulder. If the portion is heavy, then he uses room service trolley. After reaching at room, he knocks the door and announces room service. Waits for reply. He enters the room and wish the guest as per time of a day. Places an order on the table and lay out the cover on the tray and asks for assistance in service. If guest says yes, then he serves the food, and if he says no, then he leaves the tray. He presents the check to the guest for signature, and then he submits the check to the room service order taker, which she passes to the front office so that it can be entered in the master folio. Clearance is an important activity and it's necessary to be done as per procedure of the hotel. Generally, after 45 minutes, room service attendant should return to the room for the clearance as no guest prefers soiled utensils to be retained in the room. Now, we are discussing about the classification of room service. It is classified in two parts: centralized room service and decentralized room service. Now, we discuss first about centralized room service. In this system, all orders are collected from the central kitchen, that is, main kitchen. KOT is being given and the food is collected from the main kitchen. This kind of practice you can find in commercial hotels. The advantages of this system is duplication of equipments is avoided, inventory and control of raw material is easy, employees' requirement is less, thus saving labor cost. Job satisfaction is higher for room service assistants. Floor space is saved. The limitations are services may be delayed due to rush in the main kitchen, especially during breakfast. Overloading of kitchen staff, which might affect the quality of food. Now, we'll discuss about decentralized room service. This system is more followed in resorts where rooms are scattered and it is difficult to serve food from main kitchen. So, pantries are established from where orders are prepared and served to the guest, as it helps in speedy service and helps to achieve more guest satisfaction. The advantages of decentralized systems are service is prompt as the waiters are stationed close to the room. Quality of food can be maintained, results in higher guest satisfaction, helps in maintaining good relationship with guests and able to provide more personalized services. The limitations are duplication of equipments, which results in investing more money. Control on raw material is difficult due to more service points. Chances of pilferage is on higher side. Workload of employees are not evenly distributed. Now, other room service activities. Services of lunch and dinner. Room service provides lunch and dinner services in rooms, especially in bigger properties. Smaller properties do not provide round the clock service. Generally, they are extending their room service in morning hours. They do not provide lunch and dinner as they have to put more staff, results in more labor cost. Five-star hotels provide round-the-clock room service. Generally, the guest staying in those properties prefers to have dinner in their rooms as they are looking for privacy. Now we discuss about the service of alcoholic beverages. Room service attendants serves liquors and wines in the rooms on the request of residential guests. So it is important that room service staff should have good knowledge of wines and spirits and even their service. Room service order taker takes the order and BOT is prepared and the server collects the order from room service bar and serves to the guest. Room service bar is operational for 24 hours and accessible for resident guests. Another activity they have is placing fruit baskets and other amenities in guest rooms. Nowadays, hotels are placing complimentary fruit baskets and cookies platter in guest room to provide extra hospitality. Earlier, it was only placed in VIP rooms. So, it is the responsibility of room service staff to arrange fruit and cookies platter in the rooms before the arrival of guests. Organizing parties in hospitality rooms. Guest prefers to entertain their guests in their rooms or sometimes they prefers to hold parties in hospitality rooms designed for these purposes. Room service staff takes care for these parties and provide setup and service for such events. Bills are raised by room service department and then sent to front office department after getting signature from the guest. Now, in-room facilities. In-room facilities are being provided in the hotels. It varies from hotel to hotel depending on the star gradation of that property. Some hotels provide extensive items, maybe varies from 10 to 50 items. Even they also provide mini bars and it is having cans of beers, miniatures of various spirits, cold drinks, mineral water and juices. Nowadays, it's common to have tea and coffee dispenser along with tea and coffee kit including tea bags, sugar sachets, coffee sachets, whiteners, teacup and saucers, teaspoons, even chocolates, wafers, cashew nuts, pistachio nuts, and roasted almonds are also placed in guest rooms. Some of the hotel charges on the basis of consumption and some properties give it complimentary. Now I will summarize the module. Delivery of food and beverage services in guest rooms is the most challenging as it requires high investment in equipments, infrastructure, and labor. It needs efficient planning and designing to facilitate quick service. Large hotels have high speed service provisions to provide comfortable service to guests and it is operational for 24 hours. The guest prefers to eat in their rooms for various reasons such as sickness, privacy, work schedule, private discussions, etc. Nowadays, most hotels discourage room service as it involves too much of labor, time and investment. Thanking you and have a nice day.